the most passive-aggressive generation because nobody knows how to deal with conflict face-to-face. Students will literally, I am not joking you, students will literally sit in their dorm rooms in the same room as each other and text each other because they don't want to deal with conflict. Hey Jenny, just wanted to let you know the pile of dishes is getting kind of high. It's starting to look like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Ha ha. Hey Kate. Pretty sure some of those dishes might be yours, LOL. No, did all mine, smiley face. I think the rest are yours, winky face. Well, maybe they're Jessica's then, because I did all mine. Smiley face with halo. No, pretty sure they're yours. And didn't you mean this one? Smiley face with devil horns. No, I only mean that one when I'm talking about your boyfriend. Leave Jake out of this. I'm leaving anyway. I don't care what you do as long as you do your dishes. They aren't my dishes. All caps, 7 exclamation points. See ya. So the testimonies can be a pretty standard thing. You always know what you're going to get. But the antithesis of a testimony, where you never know what you're going to get, like Forrest Gump and his chocolates. You never know what's going to happen, is the children's sermon. Never know what those little rascals are going to come up with. I mean, you do get your standard answers. The pastor, he always caters toward, you have like a spectrum of kids. You have the penalty kicks and the Donkey Kongs. Sorry, PK and DK, pastor's kids, deacon's kids, okay? They give all the good answers, like God and Jesus, and love and world peace and stuff. And then you get the loose cannons, who say whatever is on their mind, no matter what. So, a pastor asks any question, and he knows he will get these 3 answers. God, Jesus, and Buddy pooped in Daddy's slipper. But it's those pastors who try to use the children's sermon as a vehicle to talk to the adults. They really bug me, because they use these references that are so over their heads. Like, kids, the kingdom of God is like that scene in Pulp Fiction. I am the most indecisive person in the world. That's why I became a vegetarian in the first place. It narrows down my options by 75% whenever I go to a restaurant. Okay, in South Africa, it narrows down my options by 98%. Like, my options when I'm looking on a 4-item menu are steak, beef, pork, a leaf. Yeah, I'll take the leaf. And they bring it to me and they put like a rack of lamb on it. No, I wanted just the leaf. The language I tried to learn was Xhosa. Yes, that has a click in it. It's not Xhosa, it's Xhosa. It's a really interesting language to see people try to avoid. All the white people will, there's an exception. There's a very particular kind of white person who's good at clicking. But all other white people are petrified that they will run into a click in everyday life. But white people who can click will make sure you know that they can click. Habiso! Habiso, how you doing, Habiso? Oh, it's so great to see you, Habiso. Oh, Habiso. Habiso, have you met my friend Nomo Samtang? Nomo Samtang? Meet Habiso. What? So we gave him ping pong, like, ah. But then the nice thing thing about the language is I spend a lot of time in the classroom teaching rowdy kids, and in the States, you can get away with whispering in the back of a classroom. You're like, Zach, do you have a test? Yeah, okay. Just, okay, good. Awesome, thanks. You can get away with that. And also, you can't. Whoa, sorry. Who is building a birdhouse in the back of the classroom? The thing is, I would go to these schools, and I would work with maybe 10, 15 kids. But there are like 300 kids in the school. And if you have one white American guy coming, everybody is going to know who he is. And I only know the 10 kids that I'm teaching. And so I'm walking around the township, and all of a sudden this kid's like, "Hey, Mateo!" I'm like, what the fart? What the hay balls is Mateo? Turns out it's the first gospel in Kosovo. Mateo! So, any Matthews out there? You go to South Africa, they're going to call you Mateo. It's the coolest name ever. I think I'm going to legally change my name, or at least my Facebook name. Because everybody on Facebook has a middle name in quotes. Matthew Jackson. It means I'm cultured. But everybody knew who I was. And I didn't know who everybody was. And that actually made me feel pretty bad. Because somebody would greet me as if I was their long-lost soulmate. I would be on a run, and I would pass this guy who I did not know and did not recognize. And then I would pass by him, and he'd be like, "Hey, Mateo!" And I'd be like, "Hey, who are you?" And what's crazy is that sometimes that was actually their name. You know you've been in Africa way too long when Spokane looks like an African word. Spokane. Native American names actually line up with African names really well. Like especially for like African storytelling, like the onomatopoeia, you know, and as like the lion is walking through the grass, it's like Spokane. And you get like and then he sees his prey and he starts like a little jog, you know, like Tukwila. And then he gets into a full sprint, yakama.